Hello, everybody. It's Merlin here, and well, my day has been kind of odd so far. I was planning to get a good start, with work and everything, but the snow kind of interrupted that. Like we were expecting, what, 1 to 3 inches, but I just took a step outside just to test it out. The roads are like kind of okay, but like the outside of my house, it's like I stepped in and I'm like, I think it's about 6 inches deep in snow or something. It's a lot more accumulation than I was expecting. But anyway, I got some free time and I felt like doing a stream because my schedule got a little bit messed up because I didn't do like a podcast or a stream yesterday. So we're doing one today. And well, I'll start off by announcing something that we can talk about. And I'm sure a lot of people will probably miss this part because there's nobody watching at the moment. But well, I finally decided that I was going to watch Dragon Ball Super. Now, I've been kind of holding off because, as you guys know, I really like the dub, and so I kind of wanted to hold off and wait until there actually was, some dubbed content, and well, also because there was new content. But well, finally, recently I think it was episode 28, was finally content past the Dragon Ball movies, and they were basically going over Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, and I was like, okay, whatever. But I decided to watch the new one, the new episodes, and I can talk about some of the new content now because I'm like, I just can't wait anymore. I just can't wait. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Anyway, let's see. I guess we can talk about that. Now, a lot of stuff actually really happened. Obviously, as some of you guys know, Beerus has a counterpart, basically his brother from another universe, Champa, who's essentially Fat Beerus. That's what he is. He's Chubby Beerus. And he's actually, I want to say he's more temperamental than Beerus is, but I feel like he's a little bit more intelligent and restrained. But he gets jealous over what? The fact that there is such amazing food from Earth. And he's like, oh, what happened to the Earth in my universe? It got destroyed for some reason, probably because of all the various what-if possibilities for Dragon Ball happened, and Frieza or the Saiyans destroyed it or something. Whatever. Anyway, he decides, well, he wants to fight Beerus, but they can't do that because if they do that, then the universes will implode, whatever. Makes sense. And, obviously Goku and Vegeta have been trained by Beerus, and that's kind of funny. But they decide, how are we going to solve this dilemma? Let's compete, because, he's always competing. He's jealous. To trade Earths, he determines who gets your Earth will hold a championship with the best fighters from my universe versus yours. And so they select a team. It goes back to a tournament, which is cool. It's always good to go back to a tournament. And so you've got this one really awesome, powerful guy that Beerus knows, who's even more powerful than Goku, is like, ha, 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 like this guy's far more powerful. He's going to be on the team. Obviously, Goku and Vegeta, you're my disciples. You're be on the team. You pick your other two guys. And they're like, all right, well, who else is it going to be that can, withstand this? Because as usual, there's a lot at stake. Though Vegeta's like, of course, there's a lot at stake. And Goku's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, it's fun. And I'm like, Goku, I typically like Goku and I like his characterization, but I feel there were some things about these episodes that did kind of anger me a little bit, and that was one of them. Like, Goku's not the smartest guy. He isn't always thinking about the big picture. But this one, he's like, oh, it's perfectly fine. Whatever chance there is to meet this new guy, maybe if I can fight him, he's stronger than me. And Vegeta's like, you're not worried at all? Why are you so happy about this? He keeps saying, why are you so happy? And it's just kind of funny, his reactions. But anyway, they decide, okay, they're going to find Majin Buu. And yeah, Majin Buu is going to join their team, which, makes sense. He's a heavy hitter. And then they decide, okay, well, can we seek out Gohan? And Vegeta's like, realistically speaking, potential-wise, he's more powerful than either of us, potentially. And this is the big controversy with Gohan. Is Gohan ever going to matter? Is he ever going to do anything again? Cool. Are we ever going to like Gohan again? And, I think I have very conflicted feelings about this, because what happens is, it's another thing that kind of frustrated me, because Goku and Vegeta go to approach him, and he's training with Piccolo. He did realize that after the fight with Frieza, he has to take things more seriously. So he is training. He is back on there. But then Goku's like, want to come with this tournament, defend the world, okay, which is the whole point, the whole reason for his motivation for why he wants to do things, to protect Videl and his family and his planet, like he has many times before. Because Gohan in his heart is a superhero. He's a Saiyaman. Okay, this is an aspect of his character, right? But he's like, oh no, around that time, at the same date, there's this big conference. I have to go to this conference. Now, on one hand, I'm thinking, all right, he knows that Goku and Vegeta can probably handle this. You know, they got Beerus on their side, kind of. So, all right, based on their experience, he knows his dad's probably got this. But you'd think that if the fate of the world is once again, you know, in danger, he should participate. And on the other hand, yes, he does care about his studies. He does care about his time being a scholar, being a professor, whatever. So that's a great thing about Gohan's character, is that he's always trying to balance that superhero aspect with his, you know, more studious side of his personality. And I can appreciate that. I can really, really appreciate that. But you got to think about the situation. So on one hand, I'm like, okay, Toriyama's trying to keep Gohan at the path that he decided to put him on. He cares about his studies. He cares about that, and he's to be fair, he's got Goku, Vegeta, and Majin Buu already going off to defend the planet. So he's probably in good shape. So I'm like, okay, that's disappointing, but at least Gohan's kind of taking it seriously. But I guess not seriously isn't enough. Whatever. But then they decide, all right, well, whatever, Piccolo. So, you know, Piccolo's, yeah, I got this. You know, so, you know, it's kind of cool that Piccolo's going to actually get to do something awesome again. So one of the supporting characters is up there, and he's actually going to do something kind of major. But then again, you kind of wonder how big are the stakes, because at the end of the day, it's not like, as far as we know thus far, Ciampa's not the most evil guy. He's just a god of destruction. He's a force of nature, but he's also kind of petty. And the thing about his advisors is, the thing I like about Whis and his female advisor, I forget her name, but she was actually pretty cool. It's always good to see a significant female character. It's always implied that they're almost more powerful or more skilled than the gods of destruction. And they're their advisors. They're there to keep them in check. So I really like that. So yeah, things are actually happening now, and it's a different content, so I did enjoy that. And we also learned that Bulma has a sister, and that was kind of random and cool, I guess. She's blonde. Whatever. But the thing that actually I thought was kind of hilarious about this, the thing that kind of annoyed me the most, that was in the most recent episode. First of all, for those of you guys that watched it or haven't watched it yet, episode 30 was mostly a recap anyway. So episodes 20 and 29 were the only ones that really mattered. But so 30 was mostly recap. But the thing that really I thought was hilarious is that we've gotten to the point now where Toriyama must know how ridiculous this is, because, okay, not only do the heroes get ridiculous, super nonsensical power-ups, even the Dragon Balls get power-ups now, because in Ciampa's universe, the Dragon Balls are the size of planets, and they're powerful enough to grant any wish, and they're called Super Dragon Balls. I'm like, just picturing like an angry Dragon Ball powering up, you know, like, anyway, Bulma doesn't really trust Beerus if he gets a hold of it, and they try to find another way to get around using the dragon, like we can use Shenron to find the other Dragon Ball for the Super Dragon Balls so that we can potentially use them. And she even points out the stupidity of some of the villains, and one of the many plot holes of Dragon Ball, like, you know, why are they holding a tournament when if he gets the Dragon Balls, he can just wish for whatever he wants to anyway? So I thought that was a good point. It's a good point they at least acknowledged it. But she decides, okay, she's going to build a Super Dragon radar to fix it because, okay, Beerus approaches Shenron and they get all the Dragon Balls like that, like it's nothing. They literally joke about it. And Shenron's like, I'm sorry, the universe is too big. I can't find this one Dragon Ball. I'm not that powerful. Now, it's okay that Shenron has limitations. He's an awesome dragon, but whatever. The thing that actually irritated me the most, and I guess it's them poking fun of it, and I can kind of understand that, but it's one of the flaws of Dragon Ball that's kind of getting on my nerves. The Dragon Balls are not only just about useless, they're almost pointless, and they're just used to resolve things, and it destroys all tension. Destroys all tension. And I mean, this has been an issue for a while, but it's getting to the point now where even Toriyama and the writers are just totally acknowledging it, and it's a little frustrating because Shenron's like, I'm sorry, Beerus. He's cowering again because he's afraid of Beerus, which is understandable. And somebody makes a comment like, wow, you know, Shenron is not really that useful anymore, is he? And I'm like, wow, being disrespectful to the dragon that people like traveled the world and galaxies and fought and died for. And then they were like, oh, you know, crap, I forgot to revive somebody. And Goku's like, oh, I'll just do it next time. Like, wow, you know, at the very least, you could make it a priority to get them back. You know, so it's gotten to the point where it's not that they don't matter. They're like a joke. The Dragon Balls have become a punchline. And Shenron's being disrespected. He's not a big deal. I mean, come on, and I know that they're trying to upgrade it with the Super Dragon Balls, but I don't know, man. I think, admittedly, this has always kind of been a bit of an issue anyway. but it's fine. I just feel like they're a little too nonchalant about everything now. Dragon Ball, Shenron, death. You think, okay, so what are the stakes? So in this particular arc coming up, I think we're going to have some good fights. I think we're going to see some good potential for certain characters doing certain other things. I think that it's going to open up possibilities for bigger plot lines for other characters to be involved in. One thing I really do like about what I've seen in the anime and the movies and this new edition is that it feels like a modern update. Like it still has the same characters doing some of the same things, advancing. They have some good interactions. Bulma had something to do. Piccolo's going to have something to do, and it's expanding on the mythos, and it's keeping it relatively contained. It still has some of the same issues Dragon Ball's always had, but the pacing is actually a little bit nicer. There's time that you can actually fit some plot, some character interaction, some world building into these episodes, and it feels like it's not just, fighting action, which a lot of the time in the past it kind of was. It feels like it's going back to the early chapters. It's balancing humor with story and some possibilities for drama. It feels a lot more like a One Piece episode, something that's kind of taking its time. Hopefully not too much. My biggest issue with the anime up to this point was that it was just going over the movies, which I know some people say they do some things better, but regardless, most of the same plot stuff is covered. And considering the fact that I picked up episode 28 and I felt like I didn't miss anything, I think it rests my case. So yeah, there's new content out now. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm actually looking forward to the new fights, the new tournament. I'm still hoping for some higher stakes, kind of like I was with the earlier movies. Like, you had Beerus, who's not really a villain. You've got Frieza coming back, but he wasn't really that much of a threat. I feel like we need to have a real threat, and we need to give the other characters something to do. I want some characters to train and fight as usual, but I want some characters to have a quest where they have to learn something or go get something or find somebody. Give some of the other characters something else to do. I like that you're expanding the world. I like that you're adding new creatures. I like Champa. I like Beerus. I like Whis. I like that female Whis. They kind of look the same. I don't know if that means anything, but yeah. So I guess you can call this. I guess this is technically a live reaction, so it's a first for me. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not reading it live. Whatever. I know I haven't been looking at your questions yet. I'm going to. I just want to kind of get that off my chest because that's something that I was gonna kind of make a video about, but I'm gonna do the live stream too. I will. So last couple episodes I enjoyed. I'm gonna try to be continuing talking about the upcoming episodes as well. And there should be more Gintama stuff coming up. I'm going over the more story arcs. And I'm also thinking about going back and kind of doing a One Piece retrospective because somebody suggested that. And I thought, why don't I just go back and talk about some of the arcs? That might be kind of cool, kind of like I'm doing with Gintama. Because I am not totally caught up to One Piece. I'm a little behind. And it would be nice to kind of go back and watch some of those old ones again and then kind of get past some of that filler. Though I guess I could read the manga for that. But I really like to watch One Piece, preferably speaking. Anyway, I guess I'll go to the questions now. Let me know what you guys thought about it, about Dragon Ball Super, and also feel free to send in any other questions about anything you want. I saw a couple movies recently. There's a couple cool anime coming out right now. If you got any questions relating to all the series I like, movies, television shows, games, whatever, let me know. I'll try to answer for you. Maybe we'll look at some weekly news stuff, react to that. Dub Zombies here, one of the greats. Let's see. You get super wishes. Yeah. That's apparently what it is. It's like they're Dragon Ball. They're literally called Super Dragon Balls. Okay, they are Dragon Balls that are literally the size of planets that apparently you can do anything with. So it's like, I don't know. It's kind of hilarious, and I can't really say it's a flaw, but I'm just like, is it the best thing you could come up with? Another plot point, which because our Dragon Balls are so irrelevant. But then again, they are world building. They say the Namekians actually carved it out. They're based on the shards of these giant Dragon Balls. That's why they're less powerful. So, I think that's kind of cool. But yes, I guess literally they're like you get super wishes. So just stopping to admire the beard. Well, thank you, Jay. I appreciate it. Your contribution is welcome. Actually, the beard will probably be leaving soon because there might be some job interviews and stuff in the future because I kind of need more money. So, I might be going for the more clean-cut look. So if you guys you love the beard, relish in it because you might be missing it for a while. The best you might get for a while from me might be a goatee. So, yeah, literally planning to shave like tomorrow or Thursday. So, sorry, guys. The magnificent, glorious beard is leaving again, but it might come back. Frankie's version of the Dragon Ball is super. I actually don't know what the consensus is on Frankie. Do people like Frankie? Because I like Frankie. You know, I think being powered by Cole is pretty awesome. He's a cool guy. I like his hair. He's funny. He's kind of obnoxious, but I always liked him. Kilps, you're asking what's best in life? Hold on, let me see if I can get this. Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of their women. Yes, I know that was a Conan reference. I do like that movie, by the way. How's your radio show been going, Kilps? I forgot to ask. Yeah, Kilps, if you guys don't know, he's actually got his own radio show over there in Britain with his college. So I want to tune in sometime. Yeah, so he's doing all kinds of geek stuff. Sounds pretty awesome. To crush your enemies, see them driven before. Yeah, oh, duh, beat me. Merlin, would you like to see Yu Yu Hakusho continuation? Do you think it is needed? You know, I really like Yu Yu Hakusho as it is. I think it's a good contained story, and I think that's one of the problems with it now is that people don't want to talk about it because there's not as much potential in it. It was a fairly short, long-running shonen battle series, but it's pretty well contained. I'll tell you what. I don't know if I will admit though, it's funny. Sometimes when I daydream, I kind of do these fan fiction scenarios in my head, and I actually think that it would be cool to like fast forward like 10, 15 years to like a 25, 30-year-old Yusuke with a life who's kind of obviously long retired from being a spirit detective, and then he gets called back because there's some issues that are going on. There's like some evil demon that's got to be released or some conspiracy to kill somebody, overthrow, whatever. And it'll be introduced with these different demon assassins guys coming into the human world and trying to kill him and Kuwabara and anybody that used to be a threat back in the day. And that would be just a really cool way to introduce things. So and then Yusuke has to get retrained to his full status, and then he has to find some new powers. I'll be honest, I think Yu Yu Hakusho, if they decided to legitimately continue the story, would be really good. Now, because Togashi can't finish his current series, I highly doubt that we'll ever get Hakusho again. But once again, I think Hakusho is very good self-contained, but I will admit there is potential for a really awesome sequel there. There really is. I would love it personally, but is it going to happen? I don't know. Cold Pepsi on a summer day? No, it's cold, man. Step Pixie Edition, Tripper, Albert, that's what. Kilps has got a Pepsi addiction, which, it's good to be addicted to Pepsi as opposed to other things. I'll give you that. But, Oh, yeah, by the way, guys, share the video, spread it around, get more people in here. Feel free to ask questions. Comment section is getting a little slow now. But if you guys don't ask questions, I will look at some other things, some other stuff we can talk about. Oh, yeah. I watched a couple movies on the weekend. First I'll talk about Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. For those of you that don't know, obviously, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is pretty much what it sounds like. It was based on this book that came out a couple years ago, which was sort of a satire on Pride and Prejudice, which in itself was kind of a satire on societal expectations of the upper class in 19th century England. So it's kind of funny how that worked, but you just add in zombies in the background, and that's what it is. Anyway, they made a comic for it, and they finally turned it into a movie. Now, I don't think that this movie was like amazing, but as far as I know, it's actually pretty true to the novel, I guess. But I mean, the only thing I kept thinking was it's basically Pride and Prejudice with random zombies in the background. Just insert zombie-related reference in here, have a random action sequence, and it follows the basic story. But that said, it feels like kind of just a really basic remake with kind of okay acting with random zombies in it. And I'm sure the book was better, but it felt really by the numbers, strangely. Like, I don't know if anybody likes Jane Austen, but if you're gonna watch like Pride and Prejudice, watch the 90s TV miniseries with what's Colin Firth, or the movie with what's her name, Keira Knightley. I don't know. I think if you want a zombie movie, you get a better zombie movie, and if you like Jane Austen, you could do another one. I don't know. Maybe the combination worked better in book form, but the movie was just kind of by the numbers. It wasn't horrible, but I was just like, it's pretty much what I was expecting. But let's talk about something else, guys. I don't know if any of you guys are Coen Brothers fans, but I saw Hail Caesar, right? And Hail Caesar, I was really excited about. It was like one of the most. I was so excited about this movie. And it was basically what happens is it takes place in 1950s America. There's this Hollywood studio in which Josh Brolin is running anything. Yes, there will be a Little Witch Academia video coming. I'll do one tonight. Talk about the movie because I'm snowed in. I have no excuse. But anyway, yeah, basically Josh Brolin runs the studio. George Clooney is going to be the big actor in this retelling of the Nazareth story with Jesus, and it's kind of like a Ben-Hur sort of thing. And he gets kidnapped by these communist economist philosopher guys who think that by holding George Clooney ransom it'll upset the social order somehow. I don't know. Anyway, the point is that movie was really disappointing because there were so many characters and subplots that didn't go anywhere. Like they literally, it felt like an unfinished movie. And every time you had like Scarlett Johansson, guess what? She's in 2 scenes. Channing Tatum, he's in 2 scenes. Jonah Hill, 1 scene, the scene in the trailer. Like most of these characters are barely characters. There's ensemble, with possible guest appearances, but then there's actual contributions with fully fleshed out characters and plot storylines. And nothing's explained here. Nothing's completed. They actually have the guy get rescued by skipping basically what would essentially be the second act of the movie. And the only character that kind of gets a complete story arc, I guess, is Josh Brolin's, because he's kind of got this internal thing about why I'm working in Hollywood, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't really matter because he keeps getting approached by these aeronautical engineer guys to work for them because it's a job that matters more. And it's supposed to be, I guess, kind of a commentary on the purpose of cinema and why it's good. And, but he's kind of okay with it when George Clooney comes back and it's like, so wait, what lesson did he learn? Did he really go through that much? So it was really, really frustrating. And they had these long set pieces, like where you had one that was a dance number, you had one that was, kind of like a Western theme. And they just, okay, if you want to do like little homages to old movies, that's fine. But those scenes go on way too long and they don't add anything. And then the movie's over. It just feels like a half-finished movie. And I'm just like, I'm so pissed. Like, you guys have no idea. Like, I love the Coen Brothers, Fargo, Big Lebowski, No Country for Old Men. These guys make, most of the movies they make together are just spectacular. This movie just sucked. Critics seem to like it. So, I think it's mostly because it was an homage to old Hollywood, though. And they like the Coen Brothers. But that's it. Yes. Actually, you know what? Brent, I'm going to do it right now. Okay. Little Witch Academia. Now, I'll probably do like a more official video. I actually want to do like a Skype discussion or something with Random Anime on this. But, okay, Random Anime, Brent recommended this little OVA called Little Witch Academia, which apparently was so popular that it got a Kickstarter to actually get an anime movie made. There's a manga being made and possibly a series in the future, hopefully. Little Witch Academia. Okay, I'm gonna say it right here. All right, this is a show. This is a thing that needs to be big. This needs to be big, not just for like fans of Magical Girl and Shoujo. This just needs to be bigger. Like even in the YouTube anime community, people need to be talking about this. People need to be doing chapter and episode reviews. There need to be discussions. There needs to be silly hype over this. Like, I can't even describe it, okay? I'll tell you this right now, okay? I'm not sure why he recommended it to me. Maybe it's because I like fantasy and I'm open-minded. I don't know. Whatever. I like Magical Girl stuff. I like some shoujo stuff. Whatever. That doesn't turn me off automatically. But basically what it is, okay, he recommended it to me over Skype, right? And I'm like, all right, well, whatever. I guess I'll watch it. And it took me a while to get around to watching it. This little quick OVA. It's on Netflix, whatever. And it's basically following this little... It's basically following a little witch. It's in this world which hasn't really been clearly established yet. Think of it basically as Harry Potter. It is literally Harry Potter. The basic story and premise of Harry Potter, except with no boys. It's all just witches, all females. This young girl, she is seeing this conference with this awesome witch who's like a huge celebrity and admires her and is like, oh, I want to be this awesome witch. And then it cuts to her being in school. She kind of has trouble studying. She's got this one friend who's kind of a quirky, geeky girl, and you've got one that's kind of like an emo gothy chick, and there's also the more popular snooty one that's kind of rivaling them, and they go into a maze and they have to test out their magical skills. And it's kind of cool because I was not expecting to like this that much. I'll be completely honest. But it was like 5 stars on Netflix. I'm like, oh, whatever. There's probably something to it. In 25 minutes, they managed to they managed to set the tone, establish the world, make sure that you know your characters pretty well, make them likable, make them all distinct, have a little character arc for several characters, and leave you wanting more. And I was just so impressed by that. The animation was beautiful. The power sets look cool. I want to know more about these characters. They were funny. They were interesting. They seemed believable and real. Which, I mean, you know, as much as I, you know, could like anime, there's always kind of that separation. I like those series where the characters feel very human. And I think that might be because of the performances, but the dubbing was excellent as well. And you know, it just, I have to say, seriously, guys, check this. Little Witch Academia is on Netflix. I got to watch the movie. When I do that, I'll do a full official video on it. Maybe I'll do a talk with Random Anime on it. But guys, seriously, if you guys like Fairy Tail or Magi, if you like the magical theme stuff, if you like magical girl stuff like Sailor Moon or, you know, Madoka Magica, check this out. It's really fun. It's basically Harry Potter, but without, you know, Harry Potter or anybody with, you know, male genitalia. It's just girls. It's just a bunch of girls, witches, being witches, and doing all kinds of fantasy D&D stuff. And it looks awesome. It's fun. It's like one of the best little OVAs I've seen in a long time. It's really good, and I'm really surprised by how much I like it. So I'm done talking about that. But seriously, Little Witch Academia, the hype is real. Watch this. Let's get the manga out. Let's make a series. And I will say this: I like this so much that if they make like an actual series, like a seasonal one, or hell, even a long-running one, I will review that shit. I will review those episodes. I want this to be a thing. Watch this show. Anyway, back to the questions. Dub asks, you looking forward to the new Riddick movie? I actually found out about this recently. Okay. One thing, okay, Vin Diesel, first of all, is one of my favorite action stars. He's one of my favorite celebrities. He's kind of one of my favorite people out there in the world, okay? I just think he's cool. He just exudes coolness. You know, Triple X is one of my favorites guilty pleasure action movies. It's really fun. It's dumb, but he is awesome. He's one of those things where no matter how good or bad the movie is, Vin Diesel always makes it better. He's one of those guys. He's just so charismatic, and he's a better actor than people give him credit for. But enough about my Vin Diesel crush. First of all, one thing that's kind of awesome about Riddick is wow. See what I did there? One thing that's cool about Vin Diesel is how much he really likes his fans and how much he's willing to do for his fans. And I really like people that are kind of more humble and they're more relatable. And they actually realize that, you know, the people like their stuff and they treat their fans like people. And they listen to them and do their best to help them out and please them. And they enjoy what they do. Vin Diesel enjoys the project he's a part of. He loves Fast and Furious. He's really devoted to that. Are they the best movies ever? No, but he at least committed to them at least. Now, the Riddick movies, though, he actually really, really enjoys. And he helped to fund that most recent Riddick movie himself, you know, by doing those Fast and Furious movies. He actually tried to use the money for that to help produce it because he knows people like Riddick. He really likes the character. He wants to expand more on his world. So I think it's really awesome that we're getting another Riddick movie. And I know some people don't like them, but he's a cool character. I mean, everybody kind of agrees with that. I think that it's kind of one of those things that's sort of delicate, though, because with the second Riddick movie, it tried to make him this, you know, chosen hero of this giant space intergalactic fantasy, but there was too much going on in the movie for it all to make sense. And while I do like the character, I don't know if he's best suited for that type of story. I think it's better when he's like a bounty hunter on the run who kind of just sort of haphazardly helps people. You know, for him to be like the center of everything, it doesn't seem quite the character. But I liked the last movie quite a bit. And I'm really excited for the new one. I kind of hope they don't do the exact same thing again, because Pitch Black and Riddick were basically the same movie in a lot of ways. So I hope they do something a little bit different. Let's see. If Togashi continues Yu Yu Hakusho, he needs to focus relationships like Kuwabara and Yukina. Yeah, developing the romances would be a good way to do it. Kilps, are you asking about my food? Now, it's interesting you say, I actually live really close to Hershey, so yes, if anybody wants chocolate, I can get it to you. No, maybe I can work there one day, but no, yeah, it's not Hershey. This is actually, these are one of the most banging things in existence. These are chocolate Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies, son. Witness this. Yeah. Chocolate minty goodness. So not Hershey's. I guess it's a Girl Scout of America product. I don't know how that works, if they're distributed, but those are good cookies. What shoujos do I like? It's kind of funny. I'm going to go off another rant now, so hope you guys can bear with me on this. I'm really excited, and I'm bored and stuck in a snowstorm. Sorry. But yeah, keep them coming. Girl Scouts exist. Yes, they do. No, okay. It's funny because before I was really, when I was about like 13, 14, 15, before I was like really into anime, I actually got introduced to it more through shoujo because my sister was really into that stuff. So most of the anime I was exposed to were shoujo shows or stuff that was kind of on the line. So some shoujos I like that are obvious. I like Madoka Magica. I like Sailor Moon. So pretty much a lot of the magical girl stuff, if it's well done, I like. I like Ceres is good. Pre-tier is pretty good. I like Host Club. I like Fruits Basket's pretty good. I feel like honestly Escaflowne is kind of almost shoujo-esque. Revolutionary Utena is one of my favorites. Escaflowne is one of my favorites. So I really like some shoujo a lot. I think Princess Tutu is a good one. If you haven't watched that, yeah, I mean I will admit my shoujo knowledge is a lot more limited, but the stuff that I've seen I think is among some of the best. I mean I feel like there's this whole this whole area of demographic stuff based on female viewership that for some reason people on here, this whole YouTube anime community are kind of afraid of. Like nobody talks about it. I don't know if it's like some masculinity, sensitivity BS or whatever. Like, oh God, people will think that I'm, not cool if I watch something with girls in it. Like, grow up, man. Who cares? There's some great stories out there that you are missing out just because it's got a little romance in it. Oh my God. I mean, hell, I hate it when they force romance into movies and stuff, but if it's like a well-done thing they take time on, I don't mind that. I mean, you have all the same explosions and power-ups. It's essentially the same stuff. And I mean, if you like girls, I mean, more plus reason for you to watch it, so whatever. I'm just like, I don't know. But yeah, so if you want me to, I can do some more discussions on it, whatever, but there's plenty of good shoujo out there. Have I watched the Psycho 100 anime teaser trailer? The answer to your question is no. But now it is time to do a live reaction because live reactions are so popular. Oh my God. Oh God. Let's see here. Psycho 100 teaser trailer. Let's see what we got here. Mob Psycho 100. I heard about this show. Wait, hold on. Wait. That One Punch Man? It looks crazy. It's good. I like the animation. I kind of want to watch the show. Yeah. What the hell's that? Whoa. It's the Ghostbusters blob. This looks cool as all. This looks awesome, man. I'm not gonna lie. That drummer's pretty awesome. Cool. Well, I have now watched it, and it looks pretty awesome. And yeah, no, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, is that the One Punch Man guy? That's what it looks like. I think Tokyo Drift quite a bit for cinematography and stunt work compared to most of the other films, and the shot composition is gorgeous. Dub, I don't know if you listen to my podcast, but Film Fanatics, we actually did a Fast and Furious special where we talked about all the movies. We all hate Tokyo Drift. Personally, I thought it was kind of dumb, but I really like the visuals as well. I really do. But it's a really, like, the guy that got to play, what's his name? I forget the main character, Tokyo Drift. He's supposed to be in high school. He's like 35. What casting is that? What casting is this? Oh my God, just terrible. Yeah, soundtrack's good too. Berserk has grills. Jared Leto has grills as the Joker. Fruits Basket manga is good. Yeah, the manga, from what I understand, is better than the anime. I remember the anime kind of had like this weird random ending. I know that a lot of people didn't like the anime adaptation as much. I thought it was pretty good for what it was. I really liked the whole idea of the romance and the different suitors based around the different characters from the Zodiac, and that affects their personality because that stuff's always fun. Yeah, okay, it's the One Punch Man guy. That's what I thought. Bleach was wasted potential. I feel like now it's damaged goods. Why do you think Bleach should have done to do a better story? Well, okay. All right. Bleach. All right. How many times am I going to have to talk about this? Whatever. It's funny, I guess. Bleach is a show that I really, really liked. And yes, it had a lot of potential. And it really dropped off a long time ago. People act like, oh, people are finally starting to say this. I'm like, this was this way years ago, man. Like, this is old news to me. But Bleach, in my opinion, to improve their story, they should have focused on the best aspects of their story, their mythology, and the morality of the life after death questions, going after the bad demons that are trying to infiltrate the world and affect things, and trying to save those people that are lost, trying to escort people and deal with their problems, so they can transition to the afterlife. The early episodes of the show did that. They explored what a Soul Reaper did. It wasn't all about big power-ups and fights and action. Now, I'm not saying you had to get rid of that. I like that stuff as much as the next guy, but if they had interwoven that with the morality and the good story and the character and the human drama and some of the big questions, I'm not saying it had to be the most mind-blowing stuff, but Bleach was thematically one of the most interesting shonen battle series out there, which made it unique, was that it focused on some really difficult concepts. And also, I think the horror aspect of the Hollows originally, they were some scary creatures and they were great villains. But we kind of lost them. And once it got past the Soul Society arc and Aizen was just, look, the thing is, they should have condensed the show and they should have made it more focused on Aizen. Or had the Aizen thing wrap up, and then if you want to explore other arcs separately, that's fine. But there was so much time spent with Aizen that any of this new stuff, it just doesn't have the impact anymore. Also, keep it focused on the main characters that people actually liked and that the story is basically supposed to be about, not the 5,000 supporting characters that you want to draw. And if you're going to do this big epic world building, make it like Oda does and actually give the time appropriate to each of the story arcs for each of the characters so that you actually kind of are interested in what's going on in said arc, even if it doesn't follow Luffy. Luffy is gone for some chapters. He's gone for some episodes, and you don't care because there's enough interesting stuff going on with the other Straw Hats or even some of the side characters. And it's like, it's just like, basically there's a couple of things Bleach could have done differently, but, whew. No problem, man. Take it easy, man. Aizen is the hero of the series. Well, he's the hero of the series for some people. I guess you could argue that maybe from his perspective, he's the good guy, and he's just trying to keep Ichigo in line and teach Ichigo how to be a better hero. That old argument. But, come on. That's not... I just fucking hate... Bleach. Why? M? Plot was stupid, but it stayed true to street racing roots of the series more than two, and the drifting stunt work was much more impressive than anything the previous films did. You're right, the stunt work was good. Though, to be completely honest, when it comes to Fast and Furious, I kind of like it when they go completely off it. Maybe it's because I'm not a hardcore car person or a street racing person, but I like it when it's about like the heists and the crime bosses and the spy stuff. It's just so random and ludicrous now. But I kind of think it's awesome. And that seems to be the general consensus, is that Fast and Furious only improves by how ridiculous it gets, which for the most part I think works. Yeah, I hate that. I hate that. One thing I liked about Carrie, though, with when they cast Chloe Grace Moretz in the remake, she was the right age. She was like 16, 17 when that came out. So I like, if you're going to do a movie that takes place in high school, and your character's supposed to be like 15 or 16 years old, try to cast somebody that's 15 or 16 or like 18, 19, or looks like they're that age. I know it's difficult to find actors that skilled and trained at the end of an age, but please, your film's going to suffer in its credibility if you don't do that. And just like, the worst offender of that. Well, it's funny. I used to think it was Power Rangers, but it's not Power Rangers. But some of like those like movies in the 80s and 90s where I'm like, they're supposed to be like 16 and they're like 25 or older. They're like my age, pretending like they're seniors in high school. Like, I'm like, minus the beard, of course. But I'm like, no, that's not gonna work. Do I feel Yu Yu Hakusho should have done more world building? It did a pretty fair amount of world building for the time in comparison to all the other shows. I think we could have used a little bit more. The most world building we actually get is probably in that final arc. One of the things that really interested me about it was that demons are not considered to be completely evil. But throughout most of the early part of the series, they are all evil. And then once we get to we go throughout the series, we find that demons aren't necessarily completely evil. And by the time we get to the end, all the demons are good and you're trying to save them. And we care about the demon world. I mean, and I know that's kind of a Japanese theme where the concept of a demon doesn't automatically mean evil, hence like Inuyasha and stuff. But generally speaking, though, if you portray them as villains and monsters throughout most of it, and then this random shift, I think it would have been nice to learn a little bit more about how the demon world works in that sense. But a little more world building maybe, but not that much. No, like I said, Hakusho is pretty solid. If they did a sequel, that's fine, but not really. Let's see. Yes, I know. It's all part of Aizen's plan. I know. But that doesn't mean he's the hero of the series just because I think you're trolling me, but I don't care. Just because he manipulated things so that Ichigo could come into existence so that he could fight him, that does not make him a good villain. He's ruining himself. He's one of those guys that he's causing his own demise. It's a classic Greek tragedy. Aizen is just Aizen. What happened to you? Oh man, so angry. Whew. All right. Wait, you're not a teenager. Oh, come on, man. Damn it, Bob, get out of here, man. I'm gonna kick you out, man, if you stop being mean to me. Zoro's here. What's up, Zoro? Hey, Merlin, quick question. Do you think Supergirl is worth a watch? I'm on the fence as to whether or not I should give it a chance. Well, before I respond to your question, let me take a bite of this cookie. You're talking to me. Okay. Supergirl is worth a watch. Now, if you are a hardcore fan of the character, you might not like it, but I don't think you are. The first 4 episodes, like the first 3 or 4 episodes of the show are unbearable. Unbearable. But you kind of have to watch them for character stuff. When Livewire is introduced, things start to get better because you've got Red Tornado comes in. He's awesome. You get Martian Manhunter to train her. He's awesome. Spoilers. So things start to get better. The show generally improves once you start acting like a superhero. So give it a shot, but bear in mind the first couple episodes are rough. I know what you're asking. You're asking because of the Flash crossover, aren't you? Well, yeah, man. Personally, I think you could do without watching it, but if you're going to, the first couple episodes are bad. I'll say that. It doesn't. I can't say in good conscience that it's like a great show, but it's decent. There's stuff happening in the show that I like, but Supergirl's, yeah, I'll let you decide for yourself. I think it's okay. It's better than Arrow. It's better than Arrow. But think about that. Let's see here. You should read the Fruits Basket manga, not the anime. It's bad. Just didn't figure it's an entire series. Yeah, I'll have to actually read the manga. I have heard it's better. Yo, Dub, yo, no. Whoa, man. You prefer the remake to the whoa. Stop the shit. You ever see The Wire? Shit. Oh my. Oh. Coming at Brian De Palma now. Shit. Yo. That surprises me. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I'll say this first. I actually did like the remake. I thought it was good. I think it was kind of pointless. I think for terms of atmosphere, the first one is better. I like the direction. However, I think that it's a much better movie than people maybe gave it credit for. Obviously, Chloe Grace Moretz is like one of the great young actresses now. I think she's on the way up. She was a good Carrie. Julianne Moore, who's one of the best actresses ever, one of my favorites, did an excellent job with her mother. But other than that, though, I think maybe some things were better. I think the problem is it didn't know whether it wanted to be the 70s version or more updated. It was good, though. It was very good. I don't know if I'd say it was better, but it's a pretty good one. I would watch it again. I actually like the remake a lot. I think there's enough different about it. Drop a SAR bomb on Aizen. Aizen made Ichigo the fuck you. Yeah, all right, sure. That, well, I guess that makes a certain logical sense from his perspective. Oh, can we just drop the Aizen thing? Like, he's not even relevant. He's not even relevant anymore. Stop. It may spend too much time paying homage to the original, but the original paid way too much time homage to Psycho. At least the original Carrie has something to do with Stephen King. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But it was pretty good. What video games do I play? Well, right now I'm on Persona 4, which is taking its time because, well, what happened was, and I guess this might explain this to Dub too. I wanted to do like sort of a little review about it, but the thing is, the disc was destroyed, and I got to the point where you go to the dream world or whatever, and the first cutscene after that point, after like the first couple days of plot, it just like stopped. So I haven't been able to play for a while, so I didn't get that far into it. Playing Alien Isolation, which is impossible because you can't see anything. Playing some older ones, LA Noire is pretty good. What else? I was playing those. God, what was it called? What was that? It was this weird like zombie game. It wasn't Dead Island. No, I was playing the Metro games. Those weird like where you like it's sort of a Gears of War thing where you fight these weird zombie Cthulhu monsters. It's a shooter. That was pretty good. I've been kind of off and on with my gaming lately. I want to, when I get a PS4 eventually, I'll probably be doing some more updated gaming stuff. But so far, kind of been in the mood to play more nostalgic stuff. Like I really want to go back and play some of the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo things, just some of the older stuff. I also need to go back and play Final Fantasy again. But yeah, I'm thinking about doing Final Fantasy 9 and maybe 7 again too. Episode of Gintama. I am going to continue my story arc discussions. So the next one is the Infant Strife one. So that's what I'm watching right now. And then I'm going to go into Mother, and then I'll get to the Awesome arc, which everyone's like, oh my God, you got to watch the movie. Oh my God, it's so good. So I'm wondering if it's going to, be the final greatness of Gotama, but it has not made that transformation yet. It's still just regular Gintama for me. But I'm planning on doing more reactions to that soon. So don't worry. Don't worry, Mr. Curve, Mrs. Curve. I'm Curve. I know you're Curve. That's all I know. I'm going at this from a manga reader who is currently reading, but I will also admit Bleach has a lot of issues. As it goes past Soul Study arc, it picks up afterwards. Well, yes. Okay, people were really excited about the new arc, in all fairness, but it's just impossible to follow now. Because once again, it's gotten too extended. And it's the problem with Uwatch, though, is that he's Aizen 2.0. That's the big problem, is that I know stuff's technically happening, but if we've already seen it before, does it matter? It's lost a lot of its steam. So, I mean, just because it's kind of one of those things where you say, yes, the current arc might be better, but is it really that much better than all the stuff that's come before when the downward slump is like down here now for Bleach? You know what I mean? So, more power to you if you're keeping up with it. I don't care about Bleach. I know kind of what's going on because somebody was like, oh, you got to do a character analysis on this guy. I'm like, I don't know who this is, so I guess I got to read some Bleach now, Great. Backgrounds of nothingness again. Oh, I shouldn't be mean. Bleach was good once. Bleach was good once. Bleach was good once. Would very much like to see a director's cut of the Carrie remake, seeing as almost an hour of footage was cut out. Yeah, did they cut out the ending? Because that was one thing that was cool about the remake was her rampage through the town. What are my thoughts on Boa Hancock and One Piece? Interesting you asked that. Boa Hancock is kind of that lady. She's actually kind of the One Piece lady that I gravitate to. Most people say Nami or Robin, but for me, it's all about the Purple Hearts, man. It is. I think she's a cool character. I think she's kind of good from a comedic purpose. I think it's kind of funny how Luffy's sort of doesn't really care about it, but he's just showing him protagonist. You're gonna have that. When do they care about romance? Almost never. It's interesting because Yusuke, in a way, was similar to Sensui because of the Dark Tournament. He didn't have any problems killing demons just because they were enemies. And the same from Chapter Black and the Arsuke, blah, 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 kind of superior. Wow. You'll drop the subject or you'll drop the manga. Don't drop the manga just because I said it. No, if you're enjoying it, that's fine. But I just think it's just, you know, whatever. I think it's not as good as it used to be, and most people would agree with that, even the most devoted fans. No, I liked the whole character dynamic between Sensui and Yusuke. I think that's one of the reasons why he was a good foil for Yusuke. But as I've said before, one of the main problems is that Sensui and his arc is kind of just a repackaged version of Togoro's and his arc. You know, I know it might not seem that way at first glance, but they're kind of the same motivations, kind of the same goals, kind of similar backstories. They serve the same function for Yusuke. That's why I like Togoro better, because I think it's a very similar character, and he just looks more awesome, to be completely honest. And he's less BS. Sensui's so broken, it doesn't even make any sense. My favorite episode of Gintama so far. Okay. Well, like I said before, the Umibozu arc, that's been the best so far. But as far as individual episodes go, it's actually like a tie between three. The more recent ones I watched were the one where Kagura comes back, and she's like, "Oh, I want to see what it's like when I'm gone, and they're gonna care." And Gintoki was like, "Oh, no, we don't really care." And I like seeing her get angry, and then those two girls come in. They're fighting about who's going to be the new female lead and the different requirements to be an awesome female lead in an anime. And that episode was hilarious. The one before that, where the Shinsengumi captain hires his guys to like try to stop his daughter from dating this one guy. That was hilarious. Like, oh my God, I crapped my pants. Oh, thank God I did too. I thought I was the only one. That was awesome. And there was also a really good individual episode, like early on. I think it might have been like episode 4 or something, where there was this guy who was he was in prison, and he decided to come out to see his daughter one last time because he promised to see her again. Kind of a ongoing theme, I guess, in Gintama. And she's like this big pop star. Like that was actually a pretty good individual episode. I liked that one a lot. The weird monster was like this big teddy bear thing or something. But yeah, like so far, it's probably Umibozu arcs the best, but there have a lot of the individual episodes that kind of follow the arcs. I kind of really like those more. Yeah, Bleach sucks. I agree with you. It lacked some of the auteur direction from the 76 version, but I still liked how the kids acted like kids. That is true. I think it's another casting issue with Carrie, where wasn't John Travolta like significantly older when he was in that too? Favorite Gintama character so far. Everybody seems to think I'm gonna like is it Katsura? So far my favorite is a tie between, well, Umibozu is like probably the best like character to come in, but like the main group, Kagura is the best so far because she actually has like a really good backstory. She's complicated, she's funny, she fights with an umbrella. You know, no, I like her the best so far. Shinpachi's cool, I guess. He seems to be the moral center of the group, which I like, but he kind of hasn't had an opportunity to be really awesome yet. Gintoki, I'm still holding out for this Gintoki greatness because, like, so far I'm like, okay, you're kind of a satire on the laid-back shonen protagonist. That's cool. There's more going on under the surface, and you have a sense of honor, and you care about people. The best thing about him so far is that he's kind of funny. Like in that episode with Umibozu, when he's fighting the alien, and he takes on that job to advertise the movies, and he's in the middle of like his mission to save Kagura and help out, and he randomly just paused and said, "Oh, go see Yakuza versus Alien, by the way, it's good." Like he's still thinking he has an obligation to help these people. Like I like the fact that he's a good guy and he took the time to, even in this big monster situation, to help advertise that movie. I'm like, I can honor that integrity. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, Gintoki's not the favorite. But so far, I think in terms of comedy, though, like all those Shinsengumi guys are hilarious. They are hilarious. They're probably my favorite characters as a group. Yeah, so yeah, I didn't like the original Kids. The acting wasn't that good in the original Carrie. I'll give you that. I might even like the remake more, honestly. I don't know. I don't know. I think it was better overall. I don't know if I liked. Is it Sissy Spacek? It was Carrie. I don't know. They're all gonna laugh at you. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's still a great movie. It's one of the few Stephen King adaptations that's actually pretty good. Adaptations. That song from Gintama is stuck in my head though. That one pop song to keep playing with that one girl based on the episode. It like comes up all the time. She's like the big pop star people watch. That's just like drives me insane. Insane. You dumb shit like a billion times, bajillion times. That's a lot of times. It's been a while since I've watched it though, to be completely honest. So my memory's not super fresh on it. Guys, Oscar predictions. Hold on. Let me pull up the list. Okay. Oscar predictions. Well, we know who should win though for something. We both know. We're like, fucking better give it to him. No. I'll tell you what. Before I look at this, I want Leo to not get the Oscar. I want the Academy to not give it to him so that he can flip shit. Because the last picture, I saw a picture of him with the director for The Revenant. He looked pissed. I think he's getting it. It's like, dude, in like 25 years, give me my damn Oscar. Everyone's behind you. Yeah, she is great. She was great. I just, I liked her. It's just, I think I prefer Chloe Grace Moretz more, for a number of different reasons. But she is a good actress, though. Okay, Best Picture nomination. Big Short. Sucked. That movie sucks. Should not be on here. Moving on. Bridge of Spies. Great movie. Brooklyn. Wait. Brooklyn's getting nominated for Best Picture? Wait. Hold on. I got to double check this. Yo, Brooklyn. Great movie. Mad Max Fury Road. Great movie. Martian. Great movie. Revenant. Great movie. Room. Great movie. Spotlight. Great movie. Wow. 9 out of 10. You got it right. Wait. 8. 1, 2. Can I count? 7 out of 8 movies. Yay, that are actually worthwhile. Big Short, if Big Short shouldn't win. This is hard. This is going to be the rest of the stream, by the way. Okay, Bridge of Spies, great movie. I don't think it's quite what they'll do, though. I think it's a little safe. Brooklyn, fantastic movie, but probably won't win because nobody saw it. Mad Max Fury Road, I think they might do that to be edgy. Ooh, that's tough. Martian, because it's really mainstream. Revenant, good, but I don't know. Room was excellent. Don't think enough people saw it. Spotlight was excellent. Don't think enough people saw it. I think they're going to give it to The Martian because it's a little more edgy and it's pretty mainstream and everybody likes Matt Damon, which is a good pick. I'd accept it, but is it the best out of all of them? Yeah, there's a couple better there. Best Actor. Bryan Cranston will not get it for Trumbo, though he was good. Matt Damon, no, don't. It's Martian. DiCaprio should win for Revenant. Michael Fassbender was good, but no. Eddie Redmayne for Danish Girl, he already won. Put him away. Leo, you know what? In all honesty, I could see the Oscars giving it to Michael Fassbender for Steve Jobs. It just seems like an Oscar type of decision. But compared to those other 4 roles, Cranston, Damon, Fassbender. Those are all good performances, but I think DiCaprio is the best out of all of them. I think that's actually a pretty fair one. So DiCaprio should win this time. Actress, Cate Blanchett for Carol. She was good. Brie Larson. Ooh, Brie Larson should probably win for Room. Jennifer Lawrence, I'm sorry, no. Didn't see 45 Years. Saoirse Ronan. Ooh, I hope Saoirse Ronan gets it because Brooklyn was a really good movie. But Brie Larson did a really good job too. Brie Larson was only like in half the movie. So Saoirse Ronan, you know what? Brooklyn might not get Best Picture, but give it to Best Actress. Actor in Supporting Role. Christian Bale in Big Short, no. Tom Hardy, Revenant, maybe. Mark Ruffalo in Spotlight, Mark Rylance in Bridge of Spies, ooh. Sylvester Stallone in Creed. You know what? Ruffalo was really good. Rylance was really funny. I could see them getting it. Tom Hardy was okay. Christian Bale, no. Not this time. You know what? I think the Oscars are going to give it to Stallone for Creed because he actually was pretty good in that. And Creed's an excellent movie. Because Creed should have been nominated for Best Picture. So they might give him the supporting role. Actress in Supporting Role, Jennifer Jason Leigh in Hateful Eight. Well, that's moving on. She should win. No, Rooney Mara, good. Carol, Rachel McAdams was good in Spotlight. Alicia Vikander was actually better than Eddie Redmayne in Danish Girl. Kate Winslet, she was okay in Steve Jobs. Jennifer Jason Leigh for Hateful Eight, because they should have fucking nominated that for Best Picture. That's bullshit. So yeah, she should win for that. Animated feature film. Anna Melissa, Inside Out, Shaun the Sheep. Marnie was there. I'm going to watch when Marnie was there tonight, actually. I didn't see Boy in the World. Inside Out probably would win because it's Pixar. But Shaun the Sheep was good. Anna Melissa was excellent, too. I think they might do that because that was really different. Check that one out if you haven't seen it. Cinematography, Carol, it was pretty good. Hateful Eight was good. Mad Max should win that. Sorry. Costume design, Mad Max should win that. Maybe Revenant. Big Short. Oh, for directing. Ooh. That's actually a tough one. They're all well-directed movies, except for The Big Short. Take that off. I fucking hate The Big Short. That's actually tough. That I don't know, man. That's hard. Spotlight, probably not. Room was really well-directed. The Revenant was really well-directed. Mad Max was really well. That's like a three-way tie right there. I don't know. Give it to, since Leo should win for The Revenant, give that one to, it's probably Mad Max, but I would give it to Room because Room needs awards. Documentary, didn't see them. Film editing, probably Mad Max. Maybe Star Wars. Foreign language. I didn't see any of those except for Tom Saw, I think. Makeup, Mad Max. Music. Star Wars. Actually, Hateful Eight was pretty up there. Sicario had a good soundtrack. That's tougher. Production design. God, Martian, Mad Max, Revenant. They could all win. Star Wars should get sound editing, I think. Sound mixing. Star Wars visual effects. I don't know. Star Wars might not win for visual effects because Fury Road was amazing. Ex Machina. Ooh, that had some great effects. Ooh, writing. For adapted screenplay, Brooklyn. Writing for original film, ooh, Straight Outta Compton, ooh, or Ex Machina, or Spotlight. These are hard, man. Some of those are actually really hard. All right, I'll move back to the questions now. Sorry, guys, but oh man, yo, some of those are really hard, man. What do you guys think? What are some Oscar wins you guys are expecting? Evangelion, worst ending to any anime I've ever seen. Mindfuckery to the max. Yeah, I am one of those people that's kind of a defender of Evangelion. I actually kind of like the ending of the anime more than the movie, but I can understand that they have problems, and I can understand why people dislike them. But I kind of like what they did. Top 5 Bebop episodes. All right, taking a break from questions. Got to go back and look at the episode guide so I can remember, because it's been a while, I'm sorry to say, since I watched Bebop. Hold on. Episodes. Just to see if I can't forget anything. Episodes. Okay. I will say I really liked the first episode because I always loved the guy who injects the drug through his eyes and gets the red eyes. I thought that was a really good first episode. Hate the one with the monkeys. Ballad of Fallen Angels. I mean, see, if I say top 5 episodes, I'm going to say all the story arc episodes, which are probably the best episodes. But Ballad of Fallen Angels is definitely like the one I would pick. It's probably my favorite out of all of them for the plot ones. I like Sympathy for the Devil with the Immortal Boy a lot. I didn't like that one. Toys in the Attic, because it's like the thing in space. It's like Alien. Love Toys in the Attic. That's probably my favorite overall. I like Jupiter Jazz. I like the one with Phase Pass, but I don't think my favorite. Everyone likes that one, so I'm not going to say that. The Teddy Bomber. I like the one. I like the one with Jet's backstory a lot too. So okay, first episode I love. Episode 5, Ballad of Fallen Angels. Really like Sympathy for the Devil. The assassin guy. What the hell was his name? Hold on. Oh, Toys in the Attic, another one. Bohemian Rhapsody really liked, and let's see here. Yes. Oh yeah, the Jupiter Jazz. I love Jupiter Jazz, where you learn a little about Vicious's backstory. Yes, but yeah, it's tough, man. I think Toys in the Attic's probably my favorite because of all the homage to all the old sci-fi stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. I think the one with the I was like, oh, God, what the hell? I'm trying to remember his name. Don't tell me, Zorro. I know what it is. Top Hat guy, Penguin guy. Hmm. the what the hell is his name? Oh, Pierre LaFaux. Pierre LaFaux. That's his name. That's my favorite episode, hands down, because he's crazy. Combine the Penguin with the Joker, and I know it's funny. Cowboy Bebop is a lot like the X-Files, which I have to do a discussion on that most recent episode, by the way, because you have the mythology and then you have the standalones. And I feel like the mythology is really good because it's self-contained, and the standalones kind of go all over the place, but they're mostly really good as well, despite being self-contained. So that's why Bebop is a really good viewing experience no matter how you decide to view it. I think there's something good you can take from it, whether you're a hardcore anime fan or getting into it the first time, because there's so much variety and they cover so much ground in terms of genre and tone and style of storytelling and yet it's always still somehow Cowboy Bebop. That's something that no other show I can think of does that well, where they can go through so many different avenues and yet still feel like the same show. I don't know how they do that, but Bebop is pretty great. What are some of your top 5 favorite episodes, guys? Let's see here. Yeah, Brie, Dub, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of in love with Brie Larson. She's like one of my waifus. So, no, she should win. She was fantastic. But I was talking to the podcast guys, and they made up a really good point. She did a really good job, but it's really the boy who did the most acting and the best acting in the movie. So he should probably get nominated, but he won't because he's a nobody and nobody's campaigning for him. But he's probably did a better job than she did. Oh. Favorite hero in One Punch Man besides Saitama? Let's think on that one. I really like the last villain he fought. Let me see. I'll refresh my memory. Oh, that's easy. Well, oh, you mean the actual heroes? Not Genos. Genos is probably my favorite character, actually, but of the Hero Association, I really like Silver Fang because I really like the idea of the older superhero that's kind of a veteran that's seen the worst of it before and comes back around. Let's see, but yeah, probably him. Yeah, Sicario had a really good cinematography. I really like Sicario. I thought it was a well-made movie, but I can't really say that I genuinely loved it because it was such an unpleasant viewing. I also have a big problem with the fact that it's basically Emily Blunt's movie, right? She's the main character, but she does nothing, and she just doesn't accomplish anything. And then what's his name? Benicio del Toro basically takes over the movie, and then it becomes his movie, and then that ending, which is awesome. It's such a dark movie, and normally I really like that for the atmosphere and the message, but it's just so bleak that I acknowledge its power in terms of the storytelling, but I can't really say it was fun to watch. So it's one of those weird instances where movies well made, but not necessarily to be purely enjoyable. What were your frustrations with Naruto? I actually don't have that much frustration with Naruto. I mean, in terms of comparing it to Bleach, my frustrations, I think Naruto has the same problem that a lot of these long-running shonens do, is that it went on too long. My biggest problem with Naruto is that I think it should have ended with Pain, because I really liked Pain as a villain. He was basically the head of the Akatsuki up to that point as far as we knew, and I thought that he was a great antithesis to Naruto based on his teacher's teachings, the other disciple that takes another way, and Naruto has to step in to kind of fulfill that idea. I liked the way that was going. I think that was a good conclusion. The problem is they left so much stuff unresolved, and it's classic Dragon Ball style. Oh God, so much death, and now I just wish everybody got back to life, So I feel like that was where it peaked. Plus, they kind of drop off Orochimaru. Like, he was basically the main villain for the first half of the show. By the way, it's all Naruto. You don't just pretend like Shippuden's a different series. That's just the problem with the fandom. It's not the show itself. But, they kind of just drop him. He was a member, and he was a big villain, and he just kind of became nothing. And I thought that was kind of a shame because he's the most iconic villain in the show. I think that the Naruto Sasuke stuff's okay. I understand why it's there. I think it's easy to hate on, but I don't hate on it. I think the biggest problem with Naruto is that, like, a lot of the side characters are just more interesting than he was. Like, I like Gaara, but he peaked early on as well, So it's just, there are some frustrating things with Naruto, but I just kind of lost interest in it. But I don't think it, like, went downhill as much as Bleach did, though. I think Naruto is fine. Prediction for best Marvel DC movies to come out? There's like a lot of them too, because I was thinking about this the other day, man. Well, let's see. Do you mean best as in like the best out of all the bad things? All right. Well, Batman versus Superman. I want it to be good, but it's probably not going to be good. Suicide Squad. I don't think it's going to be good, but it might be good. Probably better than Batman vs. Superman. I think the best Marvel movie is probably going to be Civil War. I'm actually kind of excited for it. Doctor Strange, I don't know. I don't know what to think about Doctor Strange. I think that could go either way. It does come out on my birthday, though, so that's kind of exciting. Am I missing one? X-Men Apocalypse, I'm not going to like. I'm not going to like it. I'm so mad. If Mr. Sinister is not in that movie, I don't care. I don't care. So I don't know. And yeah, no. So probably either Captain America or Doctor Strange is probably going to be the best. DC. Oh, then again, I almost forgot Deadpool. Deadpool might be awesome. We'll see. I've heard initial reviews are good. I'm seeing that tomorrow, so I'll get to review that and let you guys know. Who's seeing Deadpool tomorrow? Yes, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. Deadpool actually might be the best, in all honesty, because I heard that it really breaks conventions, as Deadpool typically does. So we'll see. Oh, you hating? Well, I know. It's not like I haven't seen Bebop before. It's a good show. It's like one of my favorites, but I need to watch it again. I need to watch Fullmetal Alchemist thing. I got to go back and watch all the great stuff again because there's no time. But I got to watch new stuff, Got to be up on the new stuff. Let's see here. What is your favorite ending of a series? Mine are School Days. Damn it, Bob. You trolling. I derive too much enjoyment from Bastard's death. I can't get into that. I mean, maybe I should try to give it another chance, but the one panel I saw was like, well, this just looks like pure exploitation, tasteless. People like it, though. Gungrave, I haven't seen that in a long time. That is a good show, though. I remember I really liked the beginning of Gungrave. Like, I liked the mafia stuff. I liked the relationship between the two characters. But then it's like, random zombie stuff. I don't know. It doesn't really quite jive well. But I did like the backstory of it. The ending, not so much. My favorite ending of an anime? I have to think about that. I like Samurai 7's ending a lot. I think Basilisk has a good ending. Escaflowne made me sad, but it was a good ending. Utena made me sad. It was a good ending. Berserk, even though it's kind of a trailer for the manga, I think actually does have a pretty good ending. Paranoid Agent's really good. Trippy, but I think that is a pretty awesome one. Hakusho is good. Kenshin's no. Trigun's ending, no. Trigun's ending was okay. I don't like the ending for Blue Gender. That was pretty bad. It was random as hell. Elfen Lied's ending was too open-ended. Oh, you know what? It's funny. I think the best ending for an anime for me is probably Samurai 7 in terms of the construction. But my personal favorite ending probably is the ending to Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, because it actually gave me a solid ending that was kind of nice, and it was a good way to see the characters kind of have a happy ending after all they go through. but it's sort of like the ending I wanted for the first series, which isn't true. My favorite ending never happens, but you know, I've said that before. The creepiest. Oh wait, what? What videos do you plan to do in the immediate future? Well, as you know, Patreon requests get the first priority. And those are the ones that I take the most time in doing. I'm going to actually do yours and the other people's requests. The ones I'm planning to do, I'm going to hit up some of your requested videos. The first one I'm going to plan to do, I think, is the Donnie Darko character analysis, because there's a lot to talk about Donnie Darko. So I'm going to have to go really hard at that. Also, I was requested by another patron to just basically do all the Tarantino movies. So I'm going to start with Reservoir Dogs. I'm also, like I said, I'm planning on doing some One Piece arc discussions, because I kind of feel like going back and watching some of those, and people seem to like it when I do that. Obviously, more Gintama stuff. I'm planning on talking about Dragon Ball now that it's finally going back to some other things. Probably some more movie reviews coming out in the future. I'm going to see if I can go through the list and do some more character stuff. I'm planning on doing some episode guides to things like Spider-Man the Animated Series, FMA, Beast Wars. I was even thinking about one other series I was thinking about doing recently too. What was that? It was like some other one I wanted to talk about too. But yeah, there's a couple I wanted to discuss. Oh, I'm also thinking about doing some Digimon discussions too. I've kind of had like a lot of ideas, and I'm trying to get them out. But yeah, like basically pretty much whatever is, you know, anybody that donates gets the first videos out. But yeah, I've got a couple things in line. So I guess Donnie Darko, Reservoir Dogs, and then just, you know, anime discussions about new things. And, you know, I'm also thinking about doing a One Punch Man related video, but well, I won't reveal that because I think it might be interesting. And I've also got a special video planned for Valentine's Day. So yeah, that's all I'll say about that. What were the creepiest Mushis from Mushishi? Thirst. Creepiest Mushis from Mushishi. The one that was based around sound really creeped me out. Like where it like sucked out all the sound and it caused all that disease. That one was creepy. I remember there was this one that like just literally just like spilled out of a guy. That was really disturbing. I'll have to check that out again. I don't remember the Mushishi. I remember the Mushi were cool. Like I remember thinking visually they were cool, but it was more the atmosphere, what was happening, that was creepy, rather than the Mushi themselves. What about you? What move you like better, the Yusuke Spirit Gun, Demon Gun, or Hiei Dragon of the Darkness Flame? Zoro's gonna be mad, but it's the Spirit Gun. Well, actually, to be completely honest, I prefer Kuwabara's sword, and I prefer, you know, I prefer Kurama's just attacks in general, like random plant-based attacks also transform into Inuyasha and destroy things. In all honesty, wait, have you ever watched Rick and Morty? If so, what are your opinions on the show? You know, isn't Rick and Morty like really popular and just assume that everybody watches it? Because yes, I've seen Rick and Morty and it's amazing. It is amazing. Rick and Morty. Do people not know what this is? Like people are asking like, oh, have you seen it? Like it's not under the radar. It's a pretty big show. Everybody I know, not everybody, but a lot of people seem to talk about it. It's at first I thought it was going to be like just a really crude, dumb Adult Swim show like they often are, but it's like really smart. It's really well written. The characters are good. They have some really complicated plots, a lot of good satire on sci-fi and movies and everything, but also some good lessons to be learned, some genuine comedy that, I don't know. Basically what it is it's Back to the Future, but amped up a little bit. I mean, Rick and Morty, it's Doc Brown and Marty McFly. That's who they are. That's what it is. It was based on them as a parody, and that's what it is. Zoro, see Deadpool tomorrow, man. Don't care if you're working. Just say, hey, look, I'll come back and serve you, but right now I have to serve Deadpool, and then I'll come back. They'll understand. You can come back, give them some like Deadpool tickets, like, hey, look, I took a break. I know it took like 2 hours to get your pizza out, but trust me, it was worth it. I can tell you all about Deadpool. It'll improve your service. Just spin it that way and see how it goes. What do I think about Kingdom? I think the artwork is good. I have not read much Kingdom, It seems good. I remember being blown away by the artwork. That's all I can say about it right now. Maybe I'll review Kingdom. I don't know. I should read more of that. I prefer Vinland Saga right now, but I could go back into it. I need to get into Vagabond. I also recently tried to get into A Blade of the Immortal because I found it online somewhere, and that wasn't very good. No, never watched School Days. It was so bad. Yeah, I never. No, I know. No. Why? Just don't even bring that up, man. Don't even bring that up. Too bad FMA continued after episode 51. This is the thing, though. The way they established things at the end of the series, they kind of had to continue it. They couldn't just leave it open-ended. Like, oh, there's a whole other world on the other side of the gate, and we're going to do nothing to explore this. You know, there was too much potential there. They kind of had to do something about it. Yeah. But let's see. Favorite anime, so cheap to answer, but I absolutely enjoy the ending of Serial Experiments Lain. That's a really good show. That's a really good show, and I think that it does get a fair amount of attention, but not on here, for sure. But Lane's good. A really trippy ending, very complicated show. I think that's a good one. Classic. Oh, man, Dad. You know, Dub. You know what's on the pipeline. You control this. I basically work for you, man. I work for my patrons. Yes, sir. So please, donations help keep my channel alive, keep my site alive, because, you know, it's cool. Can you eventually do a character analysis of Random Heat and Harry McDowell? Bob, I will consider it. I'll put it in the pool. But if you want it done sooner and, you know, high quality, so I can put it on my site so it doesn't get flagged for copyright, if you could send a donation my way, even if it's a measly $1, that'll be coming up very soon. But otherwise, yeah, I'll consider it. That I think that, you know, there's always definitely some good discussions to be had with Gungrave. Rick and Morty is the business. The gangsta business. Yeah, Rick and Morty is the shit. What are your thoughts on Great Teacher Onizuka? I just started the anime recently. You just started GTO? Is this like 2002 again, man? What's happening right now, man? Better late than never. No, I'm just kidding. Don't take it personally. No, there is some stuff I haven't seen either. But no, like GTO is a good show. I think he's like one of the most awesome characters. I think it's funny. I think people have this idea that it's just like a comedy show you don't take seriously, but despite all the crazy funny stuff that happens, there is actually like a lot of really serious drama in the show, and he really is like a hardcore mentor for these kids, and it's actually relatable to real life. It's one of the better slice of life comedies out there. It's a classic. It's also got a great soundtrack too. So glad you're watching it. Tell me what you think about it when you get further. I need to talk about GTO. Another thing on the list. Thoughts on Code Geass? Don't talk about Code Geass on my stream, man. No. Okay. When people say that Code Geass is one of the best anime ever, I'm like, it's well made, and I like some things about it, but I don't like the main character that much. I think that it goes on a little too long. I think the best thing about it for me is just all the strategy and the political manipulation, and the sacrifice at the end is pretty good. But like I said, I just don't find him that appealing as a character, and I also don't like that many of the side characters. So I guess when the characters aren't that interesting or relatable for me to get behind, I don't tend to like a show. And I think it's well written, but I don't really like Code Geass that much. Do you like Code Geass? Dub, well, I'll tell you right now, Gravity Falls is one of those shows that I've been hearing about for a long time and everybody loves. It's basically cartoon Twin Peaks, which means I should like it. Haven't seen it. Haven't seen Steven Universe. Heard that's good. I've only watched like 2 episodes of Adventure Time, so like all the big modern shows that Nostalgia Critic and everybody talks about. I mean, if people want me to do it, I might, but I've never really gotten a request to talk about it or anything, so I don't know. It's never really appealed to me. I mean, I don't want to sound like a snob that's like, oh, you know, I don't watch kids shows, because it'd be kind of hypocritical with my nostalgic love of things, but I don't know. I think Gravity Falls, the ones that interest me the most, because I've heard it's basically Twin Peaks for kids, which I think is appealing and interesting and weird, because Twin Peaks is something that should never be for kids. It's kind of dark and weird and hard to follow. It's David Lynch. David Lynch for kids is just not right. Ocelot. Ooh, I like Ocelot. Good character. Need to pick that up again too. Top 5 favorite villains in anime. God, you guys are killing me. These hardcore questions. All right. Top 5 fave villains in anime ever. Okay. Perfect Cell. Love Perfect Cell. Or Cell. Great villain. Probably my favorite Dragon Ball villain, so he's got to be up there. Dante from Fullmetal Alchemist. Very underrated villain. Very good. Toguro from Hakusho is really good. Also, really like... See if I can't remember. Just trying not to forget anybody. Hisoka. Hisoka's a great villain. And Griffith. There you go. So you got Cell, Dante, Toguro, Hisoka, and Griffith. There you go. I guess I like Johann Liebert a lot, but I don't know if he's my favorite. Spice and Wolf thoughts. Death Note better than Code Geass. Just saying. Well, I'm with you there for the whole, L versus not L, Light versus Lelouch argument. I'm more of a Death Note guy because Death Note was my first manga, one of my favorite manga of all time. I really like Death Note. I also kind of have this weird love-hate relationship with Death Note that frustrates me. Spice and Wolf, I never really watched a whole lot of it. The bit of it that I did watch, though, I thought was good. I really like the characters and their interactions. I like the fact that it proves to me that with a good enough storytelling and a good enough setting with characters, you can talk about just about anything and make it interesting. And the whole series is about economics and the economic system and our relations to them, and how that affects everybody. So I think it's a good show. I just have to come back to it sometime. Code Geass is an aliteral block of cheese filled with holes, will melt under the slightest pressure, and absolutely delicious. So you're saying you enjoy it, but it's not particularly good for you. Interesting. Top 5 transformations in anime. What kind of nonsense is this? It's gonna be trolling now. I don't know. Toguro to 100% power when he becomes super spiky. Golden Frieza, Sailor Moon transformation. No, I'm just trolling now. Transformations. Naruto's transformation is pretty good. I like when Gaara became a giant monster. That was good. In all honesty, the transformation in Akira when Tetsuo becomes the giant blob thing and then eats the universe or whatever, it's pretty awesome. I'm trying to think of some other ones that are coming to mind. Transformations. I like Cell's third form because it makes no sense. I think Super Saiyan transformations are one of the worst. It's not cool. It's kind of fun. Oh man, they're the best things ever. It just turned gold, man. What do you think of Nausicaa the Valley of the Wind's main character? Have you read the manga? I have not read the manga. I actually got the movie recently, and I really like the world of Nausicaa Valley of the Wind. I think that the main character is also really good. Miyazaki's really good at making awesome characters, particularly young female characters. I think it's because he has daughters. He's really good at expressing that, and making strong female characters is just something he's really good at. It's one of his best things for sure, in addition to his great worlds. But I like the fact that the bugs are a huge part of it. It's a really interesting viewpoint on the aspect of nature and relation there. It's a good movie. I think it is a little too condensed from the manga. There's too much going on. It's not my favorite of his movies. I do like it, but there are other ones that I definitely enjoy more. What about you? I'm much more of a Princess Mononoke person, for sure. Twin Peaks was soap operas by David Lynch. Gravity Falls as David Lynch does Twin Peaks for kids. Is that so hard to imagine? No. I mean, I guess David Lynch is really good at doing things beyond his own particular style, but it's just, I feel like he's best when he's directing his particular style at something kind of dark and, destructive and psychologically disturbing. Favorite manga character? Specifically manga character? Main character from 20th Century Boys I really like. He's technically only a manga character. I really did like L a lot in Death Note as well. You know who I really prefer in the manga, despite all the anime? I really like Alucard, actually, in the manga. I don't know why. Just for some reason, Hellsing's more of a manga experience for me than it is anime related, just because it's like the first one I ever read. So yeah, Hellsing's pretty awesome there. Any thoughts on No Longer Human? I don't know what that is, so I'm going to say no, but I'm going to Google it right now and then give you a thought on it. No Longer Human. Literal translation title. Wait, what the heck is this? Oh, it's a novel. An anime. Manga. All right, well, heck, I'll just... okay, I guess we'll read a little bit of it. Why not? Why not? People are dropping off now, so I can just do what I want. I can do what I want. This guy looks creepy. Okay. This is the only time I'll do live reactions when I have nothing else to do. Wait, is there only one chapter? The hell? Okay, Ningen Shinaku Chapter 1. All right, let's do this. Okay, we got a picture of a family, and the kid looks disturbing. Okay, parents look depressed. One daughter looks like she's dead or sad. This kid looks like a psycho. This kid looks like a psycho. What the hell is this? Okay, this looks disturbing. I'm already kind of intrigued. All right, first, memorandum is the chapter. All right, so page 2. Writing. Okay. Page 3. Let's see here. If you'll ever load for me, these sites survive purely on advertising like the rest of us. H&R Block. I got to file my taxes. Come on, load, man. All right, well, while that's loading, I'll look at this. Oh, no, the author killed himself? Oh, no. Okay, this is going to be too dark. Is this going to be too dark for me? I don't know, man. If the author was going to kill himself, I don't know, man. Well, it's a little dark, isn't it? It's a little dark. Well, it's still loading. Oh, come on. Really? All right, well, go on to the next page because that... Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, that's right. There's nothing on that page. That's wonderful. A whole blank page. Yes, I know how to read a manga. Thank you for the directions. Okay. The richly unique and overly self-conscious lifelike actors in this troubled drama. Okay. Takeichi, Yozu's classmate from middle school, seeing through his face the psycho kid? Yozu, the youngest son of Oba, a Diet member from the Daiichi party, afraid of becoming disliked by people, Yozu keeps up a facade of hollow jealousy. Giving up on his dream to become an artist, he travels to Tokyo to study, but ends up being made fun of by people he meets there. Just where will his life going to take for him? Okay, this seems interesting. All right, more character stuff. I'll figure it out later. So far, there's been no content here. Okay, we got panels of pictures of family and shame. All right, this seems a little dark and pretentious. I get behind that. Oh, Death Note, hardcore close-up of pencil. I have lead shame. What? Shame fulfillment. Next page. The artwork's good. I have led a shameful life. And they got a picture of his family. Whoa, so that's a locomotive. And you got the next panel is a train. Being born in the northeastern countryside, I hadn't seen one until I had become a bit older, the train. I wonder what the bridge is for. These stations must have been built to be like a playground. So this is like a flashback sequence. Okay. Another shot of the train. Okay, subway. This must be another one of those tactful services by the railroad company because of how much fun it is riding underground rather than how different it is. For the longest time, that is what I used to think. So it's so far thinking about train systems and comparing to the subways. Cutting to this kid sleeping. What boring designs. Okay, so they're a train person. When I came close to becoming 20, I suddenly realized how generic it all was. I was very disappointed and saddened by how reserved people were. Okay, so this person's got some depression issues. I did not know of hunger. I have no real memories of it because of having to eat because of it. Interesting. Oh, that's an interesting statement. He doesn't know much about hunger because he always had something to eat. There you go. Okay, cuts to some food. 8 things that people thought were rare. Basically cuts to some really fancy food. So basically he was, a well-spoiled kid. shot of this food. For me, when I was a child, the hardest time of all was dinner time. It isn't rare or extravagant. Oh, God. All right, whatever. If your parents were some snobby people, it's because people will die if they don't eat. Was that a threat? And because they die if they don't eat, people work in order to get food. And so I started to worry, as if my concept of happiness totally ran counter to the sense of happiness in the rest of the world. So that means that the only reason everybody works is because they don't want to die. You know, on a basic level, that is kind of true. We are all fighting for survival, and our society is this huge, basically a wheel of machinations that keeps on going. So, yeah, I mean, you can't really, if you don't contribute to society, you will kind of fall off and die. I mean, it's not necessarily true. There are people in place. There is some compassion, but the world as a whole can be kind of a cold and scary place. So I understand this kid's depression. There is bacteria in the bathhouse that can make you lose your eyesight. The grips on the railway are crawling with mites. In undercooked pork, there are eggs that are tapeworms. Oh, because this person's getting really afraid of all the death constantly around him and the possibility of dying. Lurking along with the sorts of other goodies, this is all a scientific, statistical reality. When walking barefoot, if you get pieces of broken glass in your foot, you'll bleed. It will run about on the inside of your body and thrust through your eye, blinding you. That won't happen. But basically, this kid's getting really anxious because he's realizing how dangerous life can be. Okay. In other words, I have no understanding of people. And then there's this creepy shot of looking at his family, and they're all faceless. So he has losing his connection even to his family. Okay. And all I can think about is fear. Even when facing my family, it's as if I have no idea what's going on in the back of their minds. It must be picky. I can understand why this is popular. I think everybody's had these dark days. I'm alone. I'm the weird one. At this rate, everybody will start hating me. I can't let anyone find out. It doesn't matter what I do, but I have to keep laughing. Okay, so this person's basically struggling. I'm not sure if we're cutting ahead in time, though, now. Let's see. This creepy doll is really disturbing me. Whatever the hell that is. Smile, smile. They're taking a family photograph. By clowning around before I knew it, I became a boy who couldn't speak a word of truth about anything. Okay, gotcha. So he's basically become a hollow, sad person. This is depressing as hell. Faceless man. Father had a lot of business in Tokyo, so he spent most of our time in the Uniya Villa. When he would come home, he'd always buy us a lot of presents, but it almost seemed to be a hobby of his. So basically trading gifts for real compassion. All right. When I get back, what presents do you want this time around? Marbles, a model battleship. What about you, Yozu? In some of the Asuka shrine shops, they sell lion dance masks. Want one? I don't want anything special. Anything is fine. But I couldn't refuse. What's wrong? Don't you want it? I can't say when I don't want something. So you want another book? And then he perks up like, oh, okay. Because he likes education. He likes to learn. All right. Faceless man. That's really disturbing. I've made my father angry. What a blunder on my part. Because in Japanese society, I'm sure that's even worse. He wanted to buy that mask. What to do? He's cowering under the bed because he doesn't want to tell his father he doesn't want it. He's like, okay. Having a hard time expressing himself. Now while everyone is sleeping, father's notebook. I have to make dad happy again. When he's making a list of things he wants. Or as usual, quickly make him get down here. They're calling him downstairs. We're almost to the end of this chapter. Here it is. Oh, the lion mask. Dear, just look at this. This is my writing. It's Yozu's. What you really wanted was a lion mask. There you go, son. I'm saved. Okay, so he's just really happy that he didn't disappoint his father by saying he wanted something that he didn't actually want. So you can see how this is probably going to affect him later on in life. One day, I was made to know sadness by the servants of our estate. Don't move, okay? Among the crimes that are possible against young children, this was the most vile, ugly, and disgusting of them all. Ooh, once again, I could not refuse. He couldn't refuse these people molesting him. Oh my God. I couldn't bring myself to tell my parents. I thought the servants did, and I should hate them for it. I'm scared to reveal my true feelings to the world. I'm so lonely. Wow. What the servants had shown me was addictive. I tried reading a book to force myself to forget about it. It was no use. Since then, I've taken advantage of many different women. Okay, this person's developing into somebody questionable. They can smell loneliness, listening to their instincts. In other words, for women, I was a man who could protect their secrets of love. And then just dives into him in the workplace, and it seems like it's all happy. Okay, random ass ending. All right. Well, that was depressing and pretty accurate, but so far nothing really encouraging me to read it. So I can definitely feel the author's depression, though, and it's a shame. But yeah, I mean, it's expressive. Am I looking forward to the Boku no Hero anime? Yeah, sure. I haven't really read it, but I'll watch it. Am I a fan of martial arts movies? Not like a hardcore one. I don't like watch a ton of them all the time. I wouldn't say like I'm an aficionado on them, but I do enjoy a good martial arts movie. I love the Raid movies. Augusto, answer your question, which I feel like comes up every stream. Hakusho is better, but only because it's complete. I think if Hisoka and everything else gets resolved and they explore things in Hunter x Hunter and that gets complete, it could potentially be better. But as of right now, Hakusho, and probably will be. You think it's darker than Princess Mononoke? I find that hard to believe. Well, from what I've been told about Boku no Hero, I don't know, man. I haven't read it. I haven't checked it out yet. I think that, from what I understand, it's gonna fit the desires for that type of shonen battle series that people like anyway. But I don't know. That's why I'm trying not to get too hyped up for it. Because you're right. I think I've seen so many shonens that is it really going to do anything new? No. But we do need something to kind of replace what we lost with Naruto, right? Otherwise, the fandom will stifle. So people will latch onto something. But you can't force it. We'll have to find something good, and when something finally does come that's good, we get into it. Take a brief break. I gotta get some water, and maybe I'll invite some people. So, who you guys want to bring in, and I'll see if I can get it. I'll be right back. Commercial break with lack of commercials is over. Back now. They said coming back now? Well, I'm getting to that point where, I'm getting thirsty. So I think I might invite some peeps in here now. And if people come in, I'll talk for a little longer. And if not, I'll end it. But we'll see. If people come in, I might do like another hour or so. So let me get my peoples, my Phantom Group peoples. Get them in here. Let me go to the good old Facebook because we're friends on Facebook. I'll do what Zoro did last time because that makes sense. Hold on. The Phantom Group. Phantom Group. Jump in if you like, peeps. All right, and I'll put this in the Skype chat as well, because the Skype's good. I think Dole wanted it last time, so if he's around, I'll right here. Jump in if you feel like it, peeps. Bam, and I think that's the way to do it. So I'll see if anybody jumps in. If they feel like it. I'm gonna put my coat on because it's like cold here. Because I'm in the middle of a snowstorm and it's like cold. And I'm trapped here. Like I literally tried to step out of my house and I couldn't. It was like, oh, this is terrible. Yeah, let's see. Kobe will become stronger than Zoro. Oh man, so much hate. Is it really like a Sanji versus Zoro thing now? Because I have always liked Sanji a little better personally, but I don't think you should like hate on Zoro because of it. Would I want the muscles of Toguro? I would like to get more buff. That's like one of my goals. I don't know if I would ever get to that level, but it's a good goal to reach. The thing about Toguro is that he's so muscular that it's actually kind of disgusting. Like he doesn't, it's just kind of like weird. And his bones protrude, man. Like that collarbone is like legendary. It's just gross. I don't want a collarbone like that. I have not read Billy Bat. I need to get on that. That's like one of those Urasawa ones I have not actually read. But I like Monster a lot. I like 20th Century Boys. I like Master Keaton. And I still need to read Pluto. From what I read of Pluto, it's good, but I got to get on Pluto as well. There's just too many to read, man. There's just too many to read. Too many things to read. Too many things to watch. So much going on. I think Kai's in here. Kai, you here? Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Phoenix Kai, man. How's it going?
How's it going?
That's going well, man.
It's all right, man. Just been busy with school and everything, and trying to come up with a new show for my school radio. So.
Oh, are you doing a show for your school?
Yeah, I'm gonna / talk show and music, like a music channel for my school radio, because a lot of people like me, I don't know. I'm gonna play some underground remixes that you ain't never heard before or never listened to. So.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. So you're trying to get some lesser known artists out there through that. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I found some tracks all over the internet. I was like, holy shit, man, why don't they play these on the radio? So
because I don't know, rich people know rich people. I swear to God, there's very little way for actual talent to get out there now. I think it's all about who you know in the industry, probably.
Yeah, man. I mean, some songs out there like are remixes to like people who are like, you know, pop sensations like The Weeknd, Beyonce, and Meghan Trainor. But these artists who remix these songs, it sounds a lot better than the original.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. So what you been up to otherwise, man? You watching, reading anything, playing any games, anything like that?
Okay, I'm watching two things.
Okay.
I got done watching Rick and Morty.
Cool.
And I'm now watching Steven Universe.
All right, tell me, is that any good? Because I've heard some pretty good things about that.
Yeah, it's really good, man. Especially with storytelling and the character development and basically like the theme of identity. Because like, okay, I'm not gonna ramble. I'm just gonna make things short for these gems. The gems, they have no gender, but they always use the pronoun her. And like I think the biggest thing about Steven Universe is like the lesbianism with the characters. But yeah. I mean, but it's not like they make out or anything. It's like one of the characters named Ruby and Sapphire. that's probably one of the best relationships I've seen out of any show that tells you about, okay, this is what their relationship about. Like they fight and it's like a normal relationship, you know. I mean, you're not gonna have like the brightest moments of your significant other. I mean, it's gonna be some dark times. So
Yeah, it makes sense. Sounds fair.
yeah.
Now, in regards to relationships, I've seen some of your posts, man.
About that, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Since nobody's really, caring too much, I'm curious. So, where's the rage coming from, man? The rage.
I guess it's just inner anger, man. It's probably like a sense of jealousy and wondering if you're worthy of anybody, and basically finding out what's your flaws. I mean, not you, but me.
No, I think you're being too hard on yourself. Like, I to be completely honest, man. I mean, I know that it can. All right. I mean, it can feel kind of tough to deal with sometimes, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't beat yourself up, man. It's honestly, these things are rarely perfect. I mean, there might be things you can work on, but don't assume that there's just things about you that people don't like because you're not likable. That's
Yeah. I mean, I had to like realize that sooner, and I just had to realize that those girls wasn't worth my time. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a job application. Like, you got to be this fine to ride Vaughn, but clearly you're not gonna get that dick promotion. So hey, so I look, I'm not being like a sexist asshole or anything. It's just like I think everybody would like to have like that connection with somebody that they care about just a little bit.
Yeah. Of course.
But other than that, man, I've been feeling a little good, man. I'm still fucking up in math, but I just need a D. So
just pass the math.
Yeah. They say all you need is a D. So I was like, all right, I just gotta get a D. But other than that, Merlin, what you been watching, man?
Honestly, I've just been actually, a show that I randomly decided to start watching on Netflix.
What was that?
Bob's Burgers.
Oh, you have? How do you like it?
Well, okay. Like, I don't know why. I wasn't that interested in it because like another one of those animated comedies. I didn't think it was that good. But a friend of mine was like, "It's a really good show." I started watching it, so I started watching it. It's actually really funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was the same way too. Because at first I was like, "Man, this shit's lame." And I was like, "Okay, all right, I'm entertained."
Yeah, I mean, I like all the characters, and they seem kind of believable. Like all the situations aren't like that ridiculous. It's kind of believable. I like Bob a lot, and his kids crack me up.
I'll be like, wow, man, your kids are all fucking weird.
They're off the wall.
Yeah.
No, I think, what's the name of the girl with like the pink hat with the bunnies? That like she's
fuck. I know who you're talking about. I don't remember her name. Fuck. I don't know. I probably have to look it up. I know somebody probably like typing her name down.
Yeah, if anybody knows, let me know. But there's a couple of things. Actually, I'm watching the new X-Files continuation. So,
how do you like it?
Well, I think the first couple episodes, the first episode that they like bring everything back, they spend so much time trying to cram all this plot into like this one episode that it feels way too fast paced, right?
Right.
But it's good to see Scully and Mulder together. They got good chemistry, of course. The best episodes so far have been Monster of the Week ones, though. Like the most recent one, where really a cool twist on it. Because I don't want to spoil it, because I think you should watch it. Basically,
I gotta really get into X-Files, man. It's been like a long time.
Well, it's all on Netflix, but the new one, you could watch you could watch the standalones, I guess, without you'd be fine. But the point is, the one where Scully and Mulder go after the weremonster, they track down like this lizard werewolf thing, right? And there's this really cool twist about it. Is this? I don't even want to spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it, but the way they do the whole like monster in the woods story, they bring a completely like new twist on it, and they like explore these really deep themes. It was really surprising, and it was really funny. Like it was the best one so far.
Nice, man. I gotta watch the X Files, man, because I know like the new episodes came out Sunday, I
Mhm.
think Sunday, and I just haven't really had the chance. I've been so busy trying to do school videos in the radio station, so it's like fuck, man.
Nah, man, I know how it gets. It can get kind of busy, but I've been trying to stay on top of that because big fan. Also, I finally started watching Dragon Ball Super.
Oh, what's your thoughts about it?
Well, I of course I didn't watch any of the Battle of Gods or Frieza bullshit because I've already seen that. So now that I know that there's new content, I watched the last couple episodes, right?
Right?
Okay, I like it, but I've also got like a ton of problems with it at the same time.
Oh, yeah. What's those problems, sir?
It's mostly just nitpicking stuff, I guess. But like, okay, for instance, they've even the Dragon Balls are so useless that there's Dragon Balls. There's like a power up of Dragon Balls now. There's Super Dragon Balls that can do anything. Super Dragon Balls the size of planets. The Dragon Balls got a power up now. Come on.
Mhm.
Like, and then they even go up to Shenron and they're like, "Hey, can you find the last giant Dragon Ball for us?" And he's like, "No, I can't do that. I'm not powerful enough." And then they're like, "Oh, Shenron doesn't really matter anymore." And then they, then Beerus is like, "My wish is for you to scram and just go away." And I'm like, "You just wasted you gathered the Dragon Balls, you wasted a wish." And then like, "Oh, you forgot to wish back King Kai." And he's like, "Oh, I'll just do it later." I'm like, what the fuck? It's like nobody cares.
Yeah, I guess he's not never gonna be brought back to life.
He's fine. It doesn't really matter anyway. Death doesn't matter to that show. But the biggest thing was this. They're setting up like the five warriors to battle for their version of Earth in the tournament, right?
Yeah.
They got Goku and Vegeta, makes sense. They got Majin Buu, okay, and they gotta get this new guy that Champa knows about, Beerus knows about.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, who else we gonna get? We're gonna get Gohan, and
Right.
they approach Gohan, and he's training with Piccolo, and he's taking stuff seriously again, right? So people can stop bitching about Gohan.
Mm-hmm.
And and he's like, I would love to come, Dad, but there's this conference I got to go to on the same day. I'm like, on one hand, I like the fact they're staying true to the character of Gohan caring about his studies and stuff, right?
Yeah.
But on the other hand, your dad is asking you to come save the world, basically, and you're like, nah, I gotta go to a conference. Really?
I mean, can you really get mad at Gohan for like trying to be responsible?
No, but this is the thing, though. I understand you want to
Mhm.
care about your education and your job, but isn't there a time and place?
I mean, okay, I'm gonna spoil something for you. In the after the end of the revival of F,
Yeah.
Gohan, right, remember when Frieza, kamikaze the whole planet?
Uh-huh.
In the version, right when everything was like turned back the clock, Gohan, visit his family. It was like, I'm glad you guys are safe, and he kind of realized that, hey, I have to get stronger to protect them. And then told Piccolo like, hey, Piccolo, can you train me? And Piccolo's gonna train Gohan. So it's like, okay, that was a cool little scene. So it feels like Gohan saying like, I need to protect my not only the world but my family, because I couldn't do shit. So
It's true. I mean, I do like the fact that he realizes he has to take it seriously again. And I guess you could say that they're not really battling for like the fate of the Earth because Ciampa's not trying to destroy it. They're just, I mean, would his family and everything be destroyed if he just goes to another universe? Maybe not. But I don't know. I felt like he could have taken a break. Like if he has to go to this one, he has to not go to this one conference because he has to fight some guys to save the world. I feel like people understand.
hey Merlin, I just had an idea.
Okay.
Couldn't Gohan, I don't know, ask Mr. Satan to hire him? I don't know, like a business partner or a secretary or a bitch or a suck up to say like, oh well, Gohan's not here today, so I'm filling in for him.
You're right. He should just get Hercule to say, hey, Mr. Satan says he has to be excused for something. You'll trust me because it's Mr. Satan. You're right. The world.
Yeah, I mean, They could
Everybody
just,
loves
I don't know, have Mr. Satan cover it out. Everybody likes Mr. Satan. They're like, oh shit, Mr. Satan is in the comic. Cool.
He had to leave for the day, but he'll be back. Gohan's a really nice guy.
Yeah, exactly. So like they could just do that and let Gohan, do whatever he wants.
Speaking of which, there was one nice thing about Mr. Satan I did like in the newer episodes was when they go to approach Boo to have him join up on the team, they're like, hey, you want to come fight with us? Like, man, I hate that guy. I don't want to be around him because Beerus kicked his ass last time. And then he finds out I'll go do it because, whatever, you can get a wish for the Dragon Ball. We'll give you the wish. And then Mr. Satan was like, oh, you're not really leaving because he's worried about him, right? And then Boo's like, because of everything you've done for me and you've been such a good friend to me, when we do this, I'll give you the wish for the Dragon Balls. I'm like, that's really nice. That's really
cool, man.
Cool.
Mr. Satan and Boo are best friends. Really?
They're best friends.
Yeah, they're best friends forever.
Well, it seems that somebody wants to do one of the interviews now. I got a contact from somebody, so I might cut this short. But
okay, I was gonna say one more thing, and I wanted to talk this with you.
Well, okay. I said a few minutes, and then when you go, I'll ask you a question because I want more thing before you go. But go ahead.
Okay, I've been playing Metal Gear, and I've been watching RoboCop back to back.
Okay.
And there's like similarities towards them. Mm-hmm. I just realized the character who Raiden is?
Yes.
The cyborg ninja.
Yeah.
He and RoboCop are kind of similar towards each other.
They are. They're very similar backstories. Yeah.
Except that one didn't lose his family, and no one is controlling him.
That's true.
So yeah, one's a cyborg ninja and one's a cybernetic cop. So I don't know, man. I was just like, wow, the Raiden is really similar to RoboCop.
It's true.
Fighting giant 209s or Metal Gears.
They actually, the 209 and Metal Gears are kind of similar, actually.
Yeah, I still like it though. Like,
no, it's good. It's good. But it's kind of cool that Hero and I were talking about this. RoboCop has had like a big influence on a lot of things, actually.
Yeah, man. Like I know I'm gonna steal like ride on Metal Gear's dick, but yeah, one of the examples of Metal Gear.
The ride on the metal dick.
Yeah, man. That shit is fucking awesome, man. You got fucking metal giant fucking Ed 209s fighting each other. That's fucking awesome.
That is pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna ask you one question, and then we'll wrap it up. But there is something I did want to ask you.
Okay, go ahead.
I have not watched this yet, but have you watched the new Digimon?
The new Digimon. Is it Fusion?
It's the one with the original kids.
Oh yeah. I saw that one. Yep.
Isn't it good?
Yeah, there are some parts where not much things are happening. Probably like the first episode, like half the first episode, but like once like the second episode comes, they are like getting into the fighting and everything. It just shows you like how much things has changed over the years. They're high schoolers now. And one thing I really want to say about Digimon Adventure Tri is I think the only complaint I have about it is Ty's character.
Why?
Because he's saying, okay, right when he's getting attacked by Kawagumon, and when he has Agumon with him, and he's saying, I can't fight, and I'm like, what you mean you can't fight? And then he kept thinking about the destruction that happened in the city, but no one really got hurt. So it was like, it's not your fault. So why you don't have the will to fight? Because even Matt was like, what the hell's wrong with you, man? I mean, I need your help to, DNA Digivolve so we can make Onimon. And Ty was kind of like being a little bitch most of the time, but
it's weird.
I don't know. It was really weird. Maybe I missed out on something. And you're gonna see this. You're gonna see some familiar characters get their ass kicked, and they won't be spoken again.
Whoa. Okay. What? It's like Myotismon roll up and get one shotted or something.
Do you want me to say it though?
No. Don't say it. Don't say it.
All I'm gonna say is that
Edamon goes
characters, and they're like, oh damn, that's that's fucked up. And someone says, I'm gonna give you a hint.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's true or not because I saw him get his ass kicked. Someone was saying that there's another emperor going around.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know if they said this is the same guy or someone different. So
Well, I always liked that Digimon Emperor. It's pretty cool.
yeah, he was pretty cool. So
Then he became a good guy, and they ruined it.
yeah, they kind of fucked his character, but I like Kid. He was awesome. But yeah, go check out Digimon Adventure Try because it is a good treat. And I think the only Digimon you don't see fight is probably I think it's Gobelmon. Gobelmon?
I can live
Yeah,
with that.
Gobelmon. yeah. Joe's Digimon.
Well, I mean, he was only good as Ikakumon. Let's face it.
Yeah.
He just he could summon fish.
Yeah, summon fish and Hail Torpedo.
Harpoon torpedo over and over again. It's a big mammoth. All right. Well, okay. I will check that out definitely, man. But I think tomorrow, I think we're gonna try and do like something on the fandom group. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But all right. Well, thank you for coming in, Kai, at the very end here. This is going to be the end of the stream, guys. But if you have any questions about anything, let me know. Ideas for videos are always welcome. Check out Kai's channel. I'll leave his link there below. And yeah, always please donate through this channel or through my website or Patreon if you want to do some requested videos. And that'll be it. All right, everybody. Stay magical.